In a land far, far away, where the sun kisses the ancient forests of India, our story begins. High above the canopy, the first light of dawn paints the sky in hues of gold and orange. The air is alive with the morning chorus of birds, a symphony of nature awakening. Down below, sunlight streams through the leaves of giant banyan trees, dancing on the forest floor where life stirs in every corner. This is a world of wonder, a place of peace, but soon, a lesson in strength and unity is about to unfold. On a sturdy branch of a majestic banyan tree, a little sparrow couple was hard at work. Their names were Shintu and Chinky. With chirps of joy, they meticulously wove their home together, twig by twig, feather by feather. They were building a safe, cozy nest for their precious family. Soon, inside the soft, warm lining lay a clutch of beautiful speckled eggs. Chintu and Chinky looked at their creation with pride, their hearts full of hope for the future. Their little world was perfect. Suddenly, the ground began to tremble. Thump, thump, thump. The rhythmic, heavy footsteps sent tremors through the forest. A colossal elephant, proud and mighty, lumbered through the trees, his massive tusks gleaming in the sunlight. He was known as Garaj, the king of his herd, but he was often careless and arrogant, unaware of the smaller lives around him. He marched right up to the very banyan tree where the sparrows had built their home, looking for a good spot to scratch an itch. Without a single thought for the tiny nest perched on the branch, Garaj began to rub his massive body against the tree's trunk. The branch shook violently. Chintu and Chinky shrieked in terror, fluttering helplessly as they watched their home, their world, their precious eggs come crashing down to the forest floor. In an instant, everything they had worked for was gone, shattered into 100 pieces. The forest fell silent, bearing witness to their heartbreak. The joyous chirps of the morning were replaced by cries of pure sorrow. Chintu and Chinky huddled together on the branch, their tiny hearts broken. They looked down at the remains of their nest, the dream of their little family destroyed by the carelessness of the mighty elephant. Tears streamed from their expressive eyes as they mourned their loss. The sun, which had seemed so warm and friendly just moments ago, now felt cold and distant. Their pain was immense, a heavy cloud in the otherwise bright forest. Filled with grief, but also a spark of determination, the sparrows decided they couldn't let this injustice stand. They flew through the forest, their wings heavy with sorrow, until they found their wise old friend, a woodpecker named Kathik, perched on a branch, pecking away. Kathik listened patiently as the sparrows poured out their tragic story. He saw the pain in their eyes, and his heart went out to them. He nodded gravely, understanding that even the smallest creatures deserve justice. Kathik knew that taking on a mighty elephant was no small task. Alone, we are weak, he said, but together we can be strong. He called upon his most trusted friends. First came Madhraj, the king of the bees, his golden body shimmering in the light, followed by his numerous crew. Then, slithering silently through the grass, came Sarpa, a swift and clever snake. The five of them gathered in a circle, a tiny but determined alliance. They put their heads together, devising a brilliant plan to teach the arrogant elephant a lesson. Meanwhile, Garaj the elephant, completely oblivious to the pain he had caused, found a comfortable spot under a large tree by the river. After a refreshing drink, he lay down for his afternoon nap. Soon, the forest was filled with his loud, rumbling snores. He was in a deep sleep, dreaming of his own power and might, completely unaware of the coalition of small creatures plotting his downfall just a short distance away. The plan was set into motion. With a silent signal from Kathek, Madhraj the Bee King led his swarm into the air. They buzzed angrily, a golden cloud of fury, and flew straight for the sleeping elephant. They targeted his head, stinging him near his sensitive eyes. Garaj awoke with a roar of confusion and pain. He swung his trunk wildly, trying to swat the tiny attackers, but the bees were too fast, too numerous. He was panicked, blinded by the sudden, painful assault. As Garage squeezed his eyes shut to protect them from the relentless bee stings, Epic the woodpecker saw his chance. He swooped in with incredible speed. In a flash, with two swift, precise pecks from his sharp beak, he struck the elephant's eyelids. Garage bellowed in agony, now truly blinded and disoriented. The world went dark for the mighty elephant, and his panic turned into terror. He stumbled around, completely helpless, crashing into trees, not knowing which way to turn. Now it was time for the final part of the plan. As the blind and terrified elephant stumbled towards the sound of the river, hoping to soothe his burning eyes, Sarpa the snake glided silently from the undergrowth. With lightning speed, he slithered towards Gazraj's giant feet and delivered a sharp, decisive bite to his leg. The elephant felt a final jolt of pain before his legs gave way beneath him. The mighty Garaj, the arrogant king of the forest, was defeated. With a final, earth-shaking thud, the colossal elephant collapsed to the ground. The giant who had thought himself invincible, who had carelessly destroyed the lives of the smallest creatures, lay motionless. The forest, which had echoed with his roars of pain, fell silent once more. The reign of arrogance was over, brought down not by another giant, but by the combined efforts of the very creatures he had overlooked. The victors gathered the two small sparrows, the wise woodpecker, the brave bee king, and the clever snake. A warm golden light shone down on them as they celebrated their victory. They hadn't sought revenge, but justice. They had proven that it wasn't size or brute force that determined true strength, but courage, intelligence, and most importantly, unity. They chirped, buzzed, and hissed in triumph, their little alliance having achieved the impossible. And so, the story of the elephant and the sparrows became a legend in the forest. As the sun set, a message appeared as if written by the stars themselves, a timeless truth for all to remember. True power lies not in individual might, but in standing together. For even the strongest, most arrogant enemy can be overcome when the small and the weak unite for a common cause. Unity is the greatest strength of all. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories.